One evening, as I was walking through the market, I saw a boy steal a loaf of bread. He grabbed it quickly and ran. The shopkeeper shouted after him, "Thief! Stop that boy!" People turned, ready to chase him. Some shook their heads in disgust, whispering about how the world was full of dishonesty. But instead of running after him, I followed him, at a distance. I found him crouched in an alley, tearing the bread into small pieces. But he was not eating it himself. He was feeding his little sister, who sat beside him, her eyes wide with hunger. I watched as he handed her the last piece before wiping his own tears with his sleeve. At that moment, I realized something. That boy was not a thief. He was a brother. And those who had judged him had only seen his actions, not his reasons. We judge what we do not understand. How often do we do the same? How often do we judge a person's actions without knowing their struggles? We see a rude stranger and assume they have no manners. We see a quiet person and think they are unfriendly. We see someone's mistakes and believe they are failures. But we do not see the battles they are fighting. The mother at the grocery store who seems impatient. Maybe she has been working 2 jobs to feed her family. The man who snapped at you in traffic. Maybe he just lost someone he loved. The friend who didn't respond to your message. Maybe they are dealing with something heavier than words can explain. What if, instead of judging, we tried to understand? The power of perspective. There is an old saying, do not judge a man until you have walked a mile in his shoes. But I say, do not just walk in his shoes, try to see the world through his eyes. Because when we take the time to understand, something magical happens. Our hearts soften, our patience grows, and we begin to replace judgment with compassion. I once met a man who was known for being harsh, impatient, and quick to anger. People avoided him, calling him bitter and unkind. One day, I sat with him, and I asked, "Why are you so angry at the world?" At first, he scoffed. But then, his voice broke as he said, "Because the world has never been kind to me." He had lost his parents at a young age. He had been betrayed by friends. He had been let down too many times to believe in kindness. And in that moment, I did not see a bitter man. I saw a wounded soul. And when I treated him with kindness, something shifted. Because the truth is, when people are met with understanding instead of judgment, they begin to heal. Kindness costs nothing, but means everything. So before you judge, pause. Before you assume, ask. Before you speak in anger, choose patience. Because you never truly know what someone else is carrying. And if you have ever been judged unfairly, you know how painful it can be. You know the feeling of being misunderstood, of having your story reduced to a single moment. So be the person who looks deeper. Be the person who offers kindness when others choose judgment. Because in the end, we do not want to be remembered for how quickly we judged others. We want to be remembered for how deeply we understood them. Judgment is easy. But understanding takes wisdom. And if you seek to be wise, start by seeing the world, not just with your eyes, but with your heart. Choose understanding over judgment. The world needs more kindness. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever judged too quickly? Have you ever wished someone had taken the time to understand you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're ready to see the world with more wisdom and kindness, subscribe to the Mindful Path TV for more life-changing lessons on self-reflection, growth, and mindfulness. Until next time, be kind, be patient, and seek to understand.